Well, everybody, the king held court, hit 3 home runs, put the team on his back, and said, if nobody's got you, I'm here. Let's talk about this Astros victory on tonight's Locked On Astros.
Alvarez hits a high drive center field. Beer leans back. This game is turned upside down. There's the runner. Fly ball down the right field line. Tucker comes on. Kyle Tucker. This time they finish the job.
Hello and welcome to Locked On Astros, your daily Astros podcast. Here are your hosts, Eric the Man Huysman and Brett Htown Wheelhouse Chancey.
We are your Locked On Astros podcast for your daily Astros podcast. You can, I'm Htown Wheelhouse, and I'm joined with Trevor tonight. We are here talking about a special short edition of Locked On Astros. We want to talk about King Tuck's 3 home run night, but I'm Htown Wheelhouse. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. You can find me at Stros411 on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Always positive, always Stros. You can find the show at Locked On Astros on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, wherever you get your podcasts, free and easy to listen to. Make sure you become an everydayer. And Trevor, tell everybody where they can find you, sir.
Thanks for having me on, Brett. First of all, I love being on the show. You can find me on Twitter at Trev Stros. You can follow me on Instagram at Trev Hauer, TrevHauer. You can also subscribe to my YouTube channel at, you guessed it, Trev Stros.
Awesome, Trev. Thanks for joining us tonight. I just thought, you know what, it would be totally appropriate for us to jump on. And, like I said a second ago, I want to make sure that everybody makes us their first listen, become an everydayer, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're less than 20 away now from 8,000 subscriptions on 8,000 subscribers on YouTube. And so I'm super stoked about that. But the man of the hour, I mean, we cannot bury the lead here. Kyle Tucker. And of course, my audience will know, they heard me say the other night, I was trying to talk myself off the ledge of thinking that Kyle Tucker was not a $300 million player. But man, the more this guy hits, the more I'm convinced that, sometimes I can admit when I'm wrong. And I just feel like I've been really like, I don't know what I've been thinking. I guess, Kyle Tucker's not a flashy player, but he has been so hot lately, Trevor. He is the guy, but I have said he is the guy that you do go out and pay the money for. I'm still convinced it's not going to have to be 10 years. I think he takes a 7-year deal, but tonight he hit 15, his 16th and 17th home run. This kid is got an OPS now of 897. He's batting .303. He's leading the team in pretty much every category. And so he hit 3 home runs on the road. Who else in Astros history has had a 3 home run game on the road?
It's funny that you asked that because that is a hell of a list right there. If we pull up the list right now to get every single road hat trick, at least in the modern era of Houston Astros baseball, the last 6, I'm going to credit AT&T Sportsnet for this one because they put the graphic up on the screen tonight. Tucker was tonight. Before that, 2019 at Baltimore, Yordan. 2007 at Philly, Carlos Lee, the owner of the Colorado Rockies. Gotta love Carlos Lee. Richard Hidalgo, 2003 at Coors Field. Lance Berkman in 2002 in Cincinnati. And Vinny Castilla, 2001 at Pittsburgh. Wow. That's a pretty damn good list right there, guys.
That is a hot list right there. And Richard Hidalgo, he is one of those guys that if you weren't around during that era of Astros baseball, he was a stud. That guy was so good. He was definitely underrated and underappreciated across the league. But in Houston, we knew when Richard Hidalgo got up to bat, he was probably going to go yard. And he had a good glove, solid player. Just one of those guys.
275 batting average type of guy.
Yeah, just, phenomenal bat. But look at this. Pena, Tucker, and Bregman put the team on their back. Pena 2 for 4, Tucker 3 for 4, Bregman 2 for 4, and hey, we can't forget about Bregman. He had home run tonight
and the night before.
Exactly. So let's look at this. I'm going to put up his at bat, and if y'all are listening, you'll have to go to YouTube. Of course, I totally covered my face and Trevor's face. 11 pitches in that at bat. The 11th pitch, he takes it for a home run, and it wasn't even a strike.
We call that a Jose Altuve home run right there.
Trevor, how important is it for him to get hot, for Alex Bregman to get hot second half of the season?
Oh, it's absolutely huge. And you knew it was going to come too. Alex Bregman, ever since after 2019, ever since the scandal came out, he's been in a couple slumps here and there. But the consistent thing about Bregman is that he always comes out of a slump. He always does. And when I see everybody on Twitter saying, oh, Alex Bregman, 2019, Bregman's not coming back, you might not get 2019 swag Bregman back, right? You're going to get a solid Bregman, a guy who's going to absolutely show up when he has to, show up in around this time, late July, early August, going right into the postseason like he always does. So never give up on a guy like Alex Bregman. And I call that home run right there a Jose Altuve home run. When you're swinging up in the sky out of the zone for one like that, that's an ultimate one. That's one's for you, 2-7. I know he's going to be back in the lineup soon, but it's great to see a Breg heat up.
Yeah, exactly. And just so you know, we are talking about 3 home run games on the road, not just 3 home run games. Someone said Jeff Bagwell had a 3-homer day in 1994. I believe that was at home, though. And it's funny talking about home runs like this. I remember having a conversation with Jose Cruz, my son and I, earlier this year, and I chronicled on the show. I was talking to Jose Cruz and Enrique Cruz, who is a College World Series champion with the Rice Owls. I asked Jose, I was like, if you would have hit Minute Maid Park your whole career, would you have hit a lot more home runs? He goes, for sure.
Absolutely. He would have smoked him on the tracks, man.
He said the Astrodome was so big, and he said it was so hard to hit the ball out. And he said a lot of times, he said guys would try to swing harder because it looks so big from home plate. And what a lot of guys forgot is if they stay inside themselves and they do what they're supposed to do, they can go yard. But dude, Kyle Tucker is dialed in, dude. He is locked in. And this is great. I heard this Sports Map had a little thing with Charlie Pullo. They do a short podcast, and Charlie Pullo said, imagine getting in a taxi. Jim Crane is driving the taxi car. Kyle Tucker is in it. And it's not an Uber, it's an old taxi.
Sure.
And he's going from California to the other coast. He goes, as he goes across country, the price of that cab ride goes up. It's up to Jim Crane to stop the cab ride and get out and go ahead and pay him, because the longer he stays in that taxi, the higher the price is going to go.
And the longer the negotiation process is. At least when you're talking about that taxi ride, he's got a lot of time to negotiate a deal, and that would be huge for a guy like Tuck. I mean, I'm from Western New York. You know that. I'm a New York kid. I'm from Buffalo, right? Out-of-place Houston Astros fan. I got a cousin who's the season ticket manager of the team. I watch a lot of hockey here in Western New York. 3 home run night, we call that a hat trick over here in Western New York. So I had to pick out one of my best lids to wear on the show tonight for sure.
There you go, definitely. So Framber Valdez, he went 5 innings, 6 hits, 4 earned runs, got in a little bit of trouble. What did you see from Framber that you liked, and what did you see from Framber that you think kind of went wrong in the inning where he gave up the runs? He got the bases loaded with no outs, and you're like, okay, this is going to go not very good, fast. Tell us the good points and the bad points of what you saw out of Framber.
Good points. First of all, just to see him out there. I mean, the fact that we saw him leave the mound last Saturday, it was just a bad game all around, blowing a lead like that, and all of a sudden Framber's gone, right? It's great to see him actually on the mound playing. That's number one. He still has that command to him, which I think is really, really good too. He knows how to get himself out of a tiny jam. He's not quite in that, postseason Framber type of level yet, but some things I don't really like. I don't know why he always is this way, but you're better off having him hold a 1-run lead than a 4+ run lead.
Right.
And it's either that, and then the walks were kind of an issue a little bit too, especially in I believe it was the 5th inning, I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I was telling you before we got on the air that I was watching that Bregman at bat. I'm like, man, this is some good execution right here. MLB blacked out my stream on the 9th pitch, and I missed the home run. So I really couldn't watch a lot of the bottom of the 5th inning, but I guess he was kind of losing his command there in the bottom of the 5th, but he might still be injured. He might not be injured. But I know he's going to figure it out. Despite all the positives and negatives about this guy, he's the franchise. He's the stud on this team. He's the ace since Verlander left. He's a beast.
Exactly. And so, this game basically goes the way of the home run. I mean, if they don't have Tucker's 3 home run game, if they don't have Bregman's home run, that's pretty much all the scoring. right there. But 9 hits, 6 runs, no errors. The fielding looked better. Trevor, that's been one of the things that I've noticed. It just like, I want to use the excuse that our guys are gassed, but our guys are playing just like everybody else in the league.
Yeah.
And I just feel like sometimes I think they've been pressing too hard. They're not used to right now being behind. They're used to being front runners and people having to catch them. But this is where I think the blessing is in the curse. I think they're going to be more battle tested this year than they were last year. And I've said it before. I'm not saying I want them to get the lowest seed, but I'm not convinced that if they don't get the division, that I wouldn't be too sad about that, because I honestly think the road to the ALCS would be a little bit easier. And of course, you don't want to take anyone lightly in the playoffs.
Right.
But, games like tonight, you're not going to see David Hensley DHing in a playoff game. You're not going to see, Diaz sitting the bench and Maldonado out there, hopefully. Everybody's kind of down on Jolks. Jolks is down to 266. Jolks has hit into some bad luck this weekend. Yesterday,
especially, I was just about to say.
He could have gone 3 for 4. He could have gone 3 for 4 yesterday. Hit 3 lasers to the outfield. Just some unlucky at bats. Remember, we talked about that with Kyle Tucker, and I'm not saying he's Kyle Tucker, but remember, Kyle Tucker just kept hitting the ball to people, and now he's becoming this hitter that we all knew
he was hitting them hard, but just right at somebody. I mean,
exactly.
that was just what it was.
And, the Astros have always been a team where they always have the right parts, okay? And the right parts for your car and your truck or whatever you drive, you need to go to eBay Motors. And let me tell you, for a championship team, it's all about making sure every player is a perfect fit. The same way when it comes to your vehicles. So the next time you need parts and accessories, head to eBay Motors. With eBay Guaranteed Fit, you can be sure that every part fits just right the first time around. You add your ride to My Garage, look for the green check, make sure the part will fit, or your money back. Because just like in sports, confidence is the name of the game. And when you shop at eBay Motors, with over 122 million parts to choose from, you'll be back in the game in no time. After all, it's easy to bring home a win when the right parts are guaranteed. So get the right parts, the right fit, the right prices on ebaymotors.com. Let's ride. eBay Guaranteed Fit. Only available to U.S. customers. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply. And make sure that tomorrow night you watch the Houston Astros play against the Oakland Athletics. I believe the game tomorrow is another 8:40 game. No, so. It's 8:07 game tomorrow night, and you can catch all the action on Sirius XM on the SXM app. Search Astros. Check them out tomorrow night if you can't watch it. So look at this, man. Our pitching staff is gassed. Our relief pitching staff is gassed. And I was surprised. That he went with Presley, because last night Eric said, well, I think Presley's going to go. He'll probably close another game. And I'm like, no, he's been used 2 days in a row. He was used in Colorado. He was used first night in Oakland.
Yep.
And what do you know? Dusty went with Presley. Okay.
He went with his man. I mean, I know that Oakland, I think they were throwing out maybe their 4, 5, and 6 hitter in the bottom of the ninth. I get confidence in Ryan Presley at that instance, but
right. At least and I understand where they were in the lineup. True.
Absolutely.
I guess maybe. What do you think? If it was the Rays or the Dodgers, you probably aren't going to use Presley a third night in a row.
Probably go Brian Abreu there. I think no matter what happens tomorrow, Abreu is getting some action, no matter what inning it is. Preferably in the top or the bottom of the ninth, holding like a 5-6 run lead. Hopefully tomorrow.
Right.
But I know he's going to get some playing time tomorrow, and Ryan Presley, he's definitely earned his 1 day of rest, or maybe even 2.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, man. He got his 100th save on his career. I mean, that's phenomenal. I literally saw someone put up a poll, who's been the worst Astros pitcher this year, and Presley was one of the options.
Oh,
and
please
I'm like,
stop. Please stop.
Presley has been so elite. He's had a couple of hiccups, but I've used this analogy to, before. I mean, it's like a field goal kicker. I mean, the guy can make 50 field goals in a row. He misses one. Everybody wants him can't.
Everybody thinks he's bad. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
But I love how you brought up the number. I love how you brought up that number that he got, 100. Because something else in a different city in Texas, somebody else got their 100th career minor league RBI. Do you know who that might be?
No, who was it?
It was Mr. Tipping on 44s himself, Yordan Alvarez getting his
That's
100th
right.
minor league RBI. I believe this is his second start in his rehab assignment. Can't wait to have him back in the lineup. He's been with Oklahoma City in the Dodgers system. Everybody knows that famous tweet. I'm going to get it on a T-shirt one day. I'm going to be wearing it around LA one of these days, because I can't thank them enough for what they did for our team. And he hit another one today to get his 100th in Sugarland. Also, when you mentioned 100 saves, it was kind of funny because he has 99 saves with Houston. That one save came with the LA Dodgers. So thank you, Dodgers, for everything that you've given us, especially the 2017 title, Yordan Alvarez, and Ryan Presley. Thank you so much, Dodgers.
Exactly. I mean, I couldn't have said any better, but it's great because today, his first at bat, he hit a ball opposite field, left field, and the ball nearly went out. I'm pretty sure the wind was blowing in because he crushed it.
He got the wind machine on.
And then he hit a double down the left field line. 100-something miles off the bat. So he's looking good. So he'll play again tomorrow, and then he'll rest on Sunday. After he rests on Sunday, he'll be back. He told us with the media he plans on being with the team when they come back to play the Rangers. So I think Sunday sets up perfectly for him to have a rest day. He'll be ready to go. Let's get the big
very important series too. Yep.
And then let's wrap up the discussion with this. Now, Dusty really has to make decisions. With Yordan back in the lineup, he's not going to play left field every day. But when he's out there, are you going to have Diaz as the catcher? Are you going to put Jolks or Myers as DH? Or are they going to continue to roll Maldonado out there most of the time and put Diaz as DH? He hits better when he's playing a position, either catcher or first. And I think that's what the Astros need to do at this point. You need to make the adjustment. You got the Rangers coming to town. This isn't time to make a lineup on field day. This is make a lineup that's the most optimal and most powerful lineup. And I really hope that's the way they go.
Yeah, plan your week against the Rangers. Don't plan it on game day. If it's possible, submit your lineup in the morning. If it's a night game, submit it at 11 o'clock. Be like, these are my guys. We're going to go out and beat the Rangers. Left field, we know that Yordan's got a cannon. We know that he can gun runners down at home. That's no problem at all. Are they going to ease him into it, though, is my question. They don't want to re-aggravate anything else. That's very, very interesting. And I'm not the manager of the team. But more than likely, I think Maldonado will get, what is it, a 3-game series against Texas or 4? Is it a 3-game series?
Against the Rangers, it is a 3-game series. And then we have an off day.
Yeah, I would assume Maldi gets 2 out of 3 just by the current theme of the year so far.
I know.
Abreu's been finding his way, but I mean, you got to get Diaz on the field somehow. And then the whole outfield thing, I'd take Jolks over Myers. I mean, 2 righties, but I'd probably go with Corey over him. I think he's the better right-handed at bat there. As long as they're keeping Chaz in every single night, should be fine. Should be absolutely fine.
Our guy Jalen said 3. Maldi's going to play 3.
Oh, no. Don't put that in the universe. We don't know if Dusty watches the show, man.
Yeah, look.
That's Jalen
Dusty
Johnson.
ride with Maldi too long. 3 or 4 losses. Come on, man. Put in out here. Dude. Yeah, that's right. Look, hey, we are trying to be always positive, always Stros here. Look, before we go, I want to remind our guests because there has been a person added to our event. If y'all check this out, boom, Monday night, July 24th, 6 p.m., I will be live with Roy Oswalt, Dan Wheeler, Pudge Rodriguez, Ruben Sierra, and 2017 World Series champion Will Harris will join us as well. It's going to be a hangout. I did the hangout live tonight. I got to meet Clint Dempsey. I got to meet Josie Altador. I got to meet some international soccer players. I mean, it was phenomenal. It was such a fun experience, and I gave out some VIP accesses. If I can get some more, I'll see if I can hand out some more. But you sign up. I'll put the link and an ad on our community tab on the YouTube channel, so you guys make sure that y'all come hang out with us. You can ask them questions. All right, so check it out. Yes, Will Harris too, Rashad. It's gonna be on. The Locked On Rangers host is going to join us. Eric will be out of town in Colorado golfing, roughing it. But if he can make it, if he can get back to the hotel in time and get set up, then he'll be on there with me. We'll be hosting it. We'll be giving away 3 $100 Academy gift cards.
Let's go.
And Pudge and and Roy are both going to sign a baseball live, and we're going to do a trivia question, and whoever answers the question right first, Hang Live will send it to you. They won't even charge you postage. Send it to you for free, so you could win an autographed baseball. I mean, it's an awesome event, and I'm going to be doing more events with them with other sports throughout the fall, so be looking for that. So, Trev, I think that's all we got tonight, man. This has been a great game. Thanks for joining me for the recap. Looking forward to the game 3, and I believe I don't know if you heard, Ronel Blanco threw like 98 pitches today, went the distance, did a really good job. Yeah, so they're stretching him out. Javier goes tomorrow against Blackburn. Let's hope that we see the good Javier. Let's see that we see the Invisible back. And then Sunday they cap it off, Medina versus Brown. So those are 2 pitchers we need to get back on track. Any final thoughts, Trev, before we go?
I was gonna say, Tucker, I would never throw this hat on the field. I would find somebody else's Dodgers hat or something and throw that on the field, because I love the hat tricks, and we need to see more of those. This is a great one, so I had to bring it on today. But for tomorrow, Blackburn, he's got that 5.48 ERA. I better not see him turn to Sandy Koufax tomorrow. We have to get to him early, because it seems like we always tear the aces apart, but we let these pitchers with a 5+ ERA kind of pitch all over us. So that'd be huge. And Christian Javier, bro, coffee enthusiast himself, you got this, bro. We know that you can do it. It's all you, bro.
That's right. And make sure that you become an everydayer, guys. We are less than 20 away from 8,000, subscribers. If there's 82 here watching, I need to see 82 likes. It's so important that you hit the thumbs up button. It's so important that you hit the like button, because for us, it lets us know that you really enjoy what we're seeing. For myself, Htown Wheelhouse, and my guy Trevor Hauer coming in, standing in for Eric and the man Huysman. This is another Locked On Astros podcast. We're going to come in and get a recap of King Tuck holding court with 3 home runs, baby. Pay the man, pay the man, pay the man. Y'all have a good one. Thank y'all for hanging out. And as always, go Stros.
Let's go.
Oh, let me do this. There you go. See, Eric's not here to do it, so
let's go.
That's right. You better not play Maldy more than 2 games.